Hi, this is We Talk Films, and today I'll be reviewing the new movie One Battle After Another, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. Anderson is one of my favorite filmmakers working today. He started his feature film career with Hard Eight when he was only 26 years old. He would go on to make great films such as Boogie Nights and Magnolia. Both films have that ultimate inspiration of using ensemble characters and tying everything together. He would go on to make There Will Be Blood, which is one of the greatest films from the 21st century. Now, he is making his first non period film since Punch Drunk Love, which came out all the way back in 2002. This new film, About Another, takes place in the present and 16 years in the past. In the earlier scenes, our main character, Bob Ferguson, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, is a member of the French 17 who are vigilantes who rescue detained immigrants. This is DiCaprio's first performance in a PTA movie, which I am surprised since he has been in the star of many auteur filmmakers such as Scorsese, Tarantino, and Nolan. I think Scorsese and Tarantino get the best performances out of DiCaprio because he's the actor who can play over the top characters, who can act like a whiny child. One of my favorite performances in the scene involves a phone call. If you've seen it, you know which one I'm talking about. Which this is a mix of intense humor and frustration from DiCaprio's character, which DiCaprio does really well in that whole shot scene. Ferguson plays the protagonist who says they are part of the revolution. They see themselves as like abolitionists, even in other scenes, like also educating like the teachers about like historical figures and all that stuff as well, which are other scenes I really enjoyed. His partner, played by Deanna Taylor, is part of the revolution as well, where they go around shooting cops. But problems occur when she encounters Steve J. Lockjaw, an immigrant officer, which I believe he was in. Member White Supremacist, played by Sean Penn, who ends up asking her and using her and having a weird obsession with her in the movie, as you see, like when he's spying on her and doing something, especially with that point of view shot, which PTA shows, because it shows you like how weird that character is. And we see in the movie that the Penn character is actually a white supremacist. Penn is a really talented actor who can play crazy characters. His character has this hoarse voice on him in his deliveries, which makes him absolutely hilarious as well. Another performance that sticks out to me is Del Rico, who has this laid back delivery in his performance, which kind of reminds me of the late Philip Baker Hall, who appeared in PTA's first three movies. Rico's character helps out Ferguson as a laid back despite how dangerous his job is. Ferguson now has to save his daughter who was kidnapped. What is funny about the interaction is how messy Ferguson is struggling to find out information and codes which will help him in the movie. I really love this movie from the performances, the intense adrenaline car chase, with especially the score as well, and like the 70s music and soundtrack that he uses with it. PTA's long take shots of them walking around the hideout and you see the family and everything as well really reminds me of those long takes he usually did, like in Boogie Nights, for example. This film shows troubled characters, including his daughter, questioning, trying to figure out where they belong during the kidnapping, which is what I really enjoy, especially those close-up shots of her too as well. In those scenes, how great he is at communicating it through the camera. This is my favorite movie so far of this year, and a year where I'm still waiting to see the rest. I have not seen many movies I was crazy about other than Sinners in this movie, but I think I will get some later down the line. Originally, I thought Sinners would run for the Oscar and win Best Pictures, but I think Paul Thomas Anderson deserves his long-awaited Oscar. The fact that he has not won an Oscar in his whole career is insane. Maybe he will now, since the Academy is now required to watch all the movies, Well, that was my review of One Battle After Another. Let me know in the comment section if you saw the movie and what you thought of it. And I'll continue to post reviews of movie related stuff every Wednesday. And I'll see you guys next time.